Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So, I am back now, as we discussed in our last video. Now, excuse me for this lighting because this is what we're dealing with. This is also kind of my normal setup, but not the same because it's positioned somewhere else because I'm not sure where my ring light is. While I was in Berlin, Hurricane Ida hit at home. I've mentioned I live in New Orleans, Louisiana. So yeah, there's a lot going on at home. So a lot of my stuff is packed away. Hence why we are in this setup. There is no extra lighting and all of the above. So just a quick little rundown of why things are the way they are. But I'm doing a book haul. A huge one, in fact. It wasn't planned this way. So over the weekend, my mom and I went to the Mercedes-Benz place in Metairie to get the car fixed, and there was Barnes & Noble's next to it. That was already a bad sign because I have a book problem. So I went in Barnes & Noble's and I bought some books. But the other thing is, my package from Amazon came. It was like over a week late, so I honestly didn't think it was coming, which I ordered books so I could read. But I bought the ones at Barnes & Noble's because I thought the Amazon one wasn't coming, but it did come. So now I have extra books, which is not a problem for me because I read books like it's no big deal. So instead of having my usual like 5-book haul, this is a 10-book haul because if you've watched any of my other previous book related videos, I tend to buy 5 books at a time because they usually last me like a month. So yeah, now I have double that amount and we have 10 books. But I'm not complaining because I'm gonna read them all. So we're just gonna start with the Barnes & Noble's ones first because they're already out and they like didn't have bags at the Barnes & Noble's I went to. So yeah, and every single one I bought, there was like a deal. So I justified all of the books because there was a deal. So we love that. But we're gonna start. I'm gonna try not to make this video too long because these book haul videos usually tend to be long because I talk about the books a lot. But we're gonna see. I don't know. But first up we have We Hunt the Flame. This is also part of the buy one get one 50% off. So I saw this one a lot on Book Talk. It was being like recommended, I would say, because it was like on my feed constantly. So I was like, okay, I'm going to give this a try. And then I saw it on sale at Barnes & Noble, so I was like, it's meant to be. Now this is actually a duology, which I didn't know that at the time, but it's fine because we're gonna get the second book later after I read all of the other books. Now I'm gonna read the back just so y'all can hear what it's about and we'll go from there. People lived because she killed. People died because he lived. Zafara is the hunter disguised herself as a man when she braves the cursed forest of the Azar to feed her people. Nasir is the prince of death, assassinating those foolish enough to defy his autocratic father, the sultan. If Safari is exposed as a girl, all of her achievements will be rejected. If Nasir displays his compassion, his father will punish him in the most brutal of ways. Both Safari and Nasir are legends in the kingdom of Araya, but neither wants to be. War is brewing and the Azar sweeps closer to each passing day, engulfing the land in shadow, while Safari embarks on a quest to uncover a lost artifact that can restore magic to her suffering world and stop the Azar. Nasir is sent by the Sultan on a similar mission, retrieve the artifact and kill the hunter. But an ancient evil stirs as their journey unfolds, and the prize they seek may pose a threat greater than either can imagine. Set in a richly detailed world inspired by the ancient Arabia, We Hunt the Flame is a gripping debut of discovery conquering fear and taking identity into your own hands. That sounds amazing. And honestly, I kind of bought this book based off of every time it kept popping up on my feed because I didn't really know that much about it. I did read the back before I bought it in Barnes & Noble's. But yeah, I think it's going to be good. I'm excited. And then also, there's a second book. I love when it's a series because I feel like one book just isn't enough. But so we Hunt the Flame. It's $10.99, but I got it buy one get one 50. I'm not sure if I paid full price for this one or the other one. So let me look at the receipt. Okay, so I only paid $5.49 for this. See, justifying my purchase. So this is the first one. Then The Wrath and the Dawn, which is another one I kept seeing pop up, which this was on my book list to read anyway. This is also another one that has it's part of a duology. I believe it's only 2. Pretty sure it's only 2. But again, this was the other one, and the buy one get one 50% off. So again, after I read all of these other books I bought, I will then read the second one when it is time. So I'm going to read the back so y'all can hear what it's about. Khalid, the 18-year-old Caliph of Khorasan, is a monster. Each night he takes a new wife only to have her killed by sunrise. Shahrazad is the first volunteer to become Khalid's bride. She vows to stop his reign of terror for the friends she lost and for those who perished before her. Incredibly, Shahrazad manages to survive the first morning, then the next. Night after night, she's mesmerized the Caliph with her storytelling, at once buying time and digging deeper into the exclusive Boy King past. If Khalid is truly the murderous madman everyone says he is, how does Shahrazad find it easy to fall for him? She came for revenge. Will she stay for love? So, yeah. This was another that kept popping up, and I was like, it has to be a sign, which I feel like that's always a sign, which leads me to buying more and more books, which again, I have no problem. I see no problem. But yeah, I'm excited. This is another one that's kind of like Arabian Nights vibe. So both of these are Arabian Nights vibes, which I'm here for it. So we're going to see what this is about. And again, the story is going to continue in another book, which makes me excited. And also because the second book is already out, so it's not like I have to wait for it. Same with We Hunt the Flame. The second book's already out. And then this was the buy one get one 50% off. The regular price is $11.99, but I paid the regular price for this one because this one was more expensive than We Hunt the Flame. Yeah, so we're gonna continue on with The Ravens, which this was not on my book list. I just stumbled upon it and I read the back and I was like, so I have to know more. In Barnes and Nobles, they had a whole section of witch related books, which I bought 3 from the witch related books. 2 of them were on my list. This one was the one that wasn't, but I found it interesting. And then this one was $2 off the regular price. And yeah, so it's also these sorority girls are real witches. So I found that interesting. So I'm going to read and then we can talk more after. So only their sisterhood can save them. At first glance, the sisters of ultra-exclusive Kappa Rho knew the Ravens seemed like typical sorority girls, ambitious, beautiful, and smart. They're the most powerful girls on the Western Lee College, Savannah, Georgia campus. But the Ravens aren't just regular sorority girls. They're witches. Scarlet Winter has always known she's a witch, and she's determined to be sorority's president just like her mom and sister before her. But if a painful secret from her past ever comes to light, she could lose absolutely everything. Vivi DeVroe has no idea she's a witch, and she's never lived in one place long enough to make a friend. So when she gets coveted bid to pledge the Raven, she vows to do whatever it takes to be a part of the magical sisterhood. The only thing standing in her way is Scarlet, who doesn't think Vivi is Raven's material. But when a wicked power rises on campus, the girls have to put their rivalry aside to save their fellow sisters. Someone has discovered the Raven's secret, and someone will do anything to see the witches burn. Tell me that doesn't intrigue you. If you've also watched my book-related videos on my channel before, I am definitely into this mystery or secret societies, organizations. I'm here for that, which it just sounds wonderful. Now, I feel like there's potential for this to have a second book, but I don't know if everything's going to be discussed and revealed in one book, but I feel like we could go with a book 2. It's not that hefty, I don't think. I don't know. Oh, so it's like only 300 something pages, almost 400. Yeah, 394. I feel like there's room for a second book. We're gonna hope there is, because I think it's interesting to dive into that. It's just, I don't know, secret societies and organizations, they always intrigue me, and it obviously seems like Scarlet and Vivi aren't gonna get along, and maybe Vivi starts to figure out Scarlet's secret, and that could be a downfall. But then it seems there's also other forces at play that they're gonna have to team up. So I'm here for it. We love the drama. So yeah, and then the regular price is $18.99, $2 off, so I paid $16.99 for that book. And then this one had been on my list for a very long time, Song of Wrath and Ruins. We love it, which this was also on the Witches display, and this was their monthly pick, which I am not surprised. And this was also another one that was $2 off. Again, we're justifying purchasing this because they were all on sale, or they were all doing a deal. So I'm gonna read the back and then we'll discuss from there. For Malik, the Solstice Festival is a chance to escape his war-stricken home and start a new life with his sisters in the prosperous desert city of Zoran. But when a vengeful spirit abducts his younger sister Nadia as payment to enter the city, Malik strikes a fatal deal: kill Karina, crown princess of Zoran, in exchange for Nadia's freedom. But Karina has deadly aspirations of her own. Her mother, the Sultana, has been assassinated. Her court threatens mutiny, and Solstice looms like a knife over her neck. Grief-stricken, Karina decides to resurrect her mother through ancient magic, requiring the beating heart of a king, and she knows how to obtain one by offering her hand in marriage to the victor of Solstice competition. When Malik rigs his way into the contest, he and Karina are set on a heart-pounding course to destroy each other. But as attraction flares between them and ancient evil stirs, will they be able to see their task to death? We love this. We love this. I've been literally excited to read this book because it's been on my list for so long. I just haven't bought it because there's so many books I am meaning to buy, but this one was on sale, so I was like, it's a sign, which I feel like everything's a sign. But yeah, I'm so excited to read this. This is also not the only book. There is a second one coming out. It's of Solemn Storm and Silence. I don't know if y'all can see, but that's what it looks like. It's coming out November, so next month, November 2nd to be exact. So like 3 or 4 weeks, the book is coming out. I won't be able to buy it right away because I do have to finish all of these other books before I buy the sequel to this one. So there's going to be a wait, but I'm excited. I'm here for it. Another thing I love is the enemies to lovers, which this is definitely an enemies to lovers, because, well, I have read quite a few of those. They've been on my channel either in a book haul or a book recommendation, so check that out. We love the enemies to lovers, but I'm excited to read this also because there's going to be a second one, and more than likely by the time I read it, the second one will be out, so I won't necessarily have to like wait. Yeah. Oh, did I say the price? It was $10.99 and then $2 off, so yeah, $8.99. And this is my last one from Barnes & Nobles. Then we're gonna move on to the Amazon package, but this is another one that had been on my list for the longest, and it was 25% off, so I had to buy it. But Witches Steeped in Gold. Look how beautiful this book is. Look at the cover. Freaking love it. But this obviously witches, but this was the last book that I got that was on the witches display in Barnes and Nobles, but we love to see it. Their order divides them, their revenge will unite them. Ahdieh has spent her life in a cell, heir to an overthrown and magically gifted dynasty. She was exiled from her home on the island nation of Akaya when just a child, but every day brings her closer to freedom and vengeance. Jasmine Karat grew up dressed in gold with stolen magic at her fingertips. Daughter of the self-crowned Dione, her existence is a threat to her mother's rule. But unlike her sister before her, Jasmine has no intention of dying to strengthen her mother's power. Sworn enemies, the two witches enter a deadly alliance to take down the woman who threatens both their worlds, Dione Karat. But revenge is a bloody pursuit, and nothing is certain except the lengths Ahdieh and Jasmine will go to win this game. Yes. Yes. We love to see it. That's... Yes. I'm also a big fan of, the whole... basically stolen royalty, which is a thing here. And also, they're going to come together to do what needs to be done. And I found out this won't be the end, although this is a very thick book. There's going to be a sequel. And I'm ready for it. Although I haven't read this one yet, I am ready for it. Like I said, I love a series. I prefer a series because it keeps going on, as opposed to just having the one book. I'm trying to see how many pages this is. It could be like 500 something. It seems to be pretty hefty. That was her acknowledgements. Hold on. Almost there. Yeah, 533 pages. And there's going to be a second one. We love that. Oh, and then the back says, enemies bent on revenge, an unlikely alliance, one witch left standing. Oh, only one? Juicy. This is why I love it. There's going to be a second book. I do want them both to survive, though. Because, they both have crappy past, it seems, and presents. But, yeah. This is going to be great. The original price was $18.99, and I got it 25% off, so I paid $15.19 for that book. And that was everything I got from Barnes & Nobles. Now we're going to move on to the books that I bought from Amazon. So, I got my package here. I'm going to have a great time reading all of my books. Y'all just don't know. I don't want to damage my books. Hold on. Let's set this down. Okay, and we shall begin discussing the books that I bought on Amazon. More books for me. I love that. So, the first book we're going to talk about, Small Favors. Also, just give it up for the cover. It's a beautiful cover. So, the book is by Erin and Craig, which I read another one of her books, which I really liked. And I heard she was coming out with another book, so I was like, let's support. I'm pretty... I don't want to say the name of the book because I could be mixing it up with another author. But I've shown the other book on my channel before in one of my mini book videos, so you can go see. But that's the reason I bought this book. I'm going to read it for y'all, but looking at the back, it says, "Enter not the forest deep, beyond the bells the dark friends keep. The heart's desire always comes with a price. Ellery Downing is waiting for something to happen. Life in isolated Amity Falls, surrounded by an impenetrable forest, has a predictable sameness. Her days are filled with tending to her family's beehives, chasing after her sisters, and dreaming of bigger things, while her twin, Samuel, is free to roam as he wishes. Early settlers fought off monstrous creatures in the woods, and whispers that the creature still exists keep the Downings and their neighbors from venturing too far. When some townsfolk go missing on a trip to fetch supplies, a heavy unease settles over the falls. Strange activities begin to plague their own, and their seasons change. It's clear that something is terribly wrong. The creatures are real, and they're offering to fulfill the residents' deepest desires, however grand, for just a small favor. These seemingly trifling demands, however, hide sinister intentions. Soon, Ellery finds herself in a race against time to stop Amity Falls, her family, and the boy she loves from going up in flames. Small Favors is a mesmerizing and chilling novel about dark wishes and dreams which lurk in the shadows and people you think you know. Yes, I'm here for it. This is very enticing, I would say. It kind of about it's like Small Favors, which it comes at a price, and it reminds me of a book I read where someone wished for something and it didn't particularly go right, which I kind of love when that happens. Oh, here it is, House of Salt and Sorrows. That's also the book I was talking about, so it says it right there, I forgot. House of Salt and Sorrows. And she did something kind of similar in there where someone had said they wanted something and it basically backfired on them. So I love that. This is why you shouldn't be greedy. You shouldn't be wishing for stuff you don't necessarily need. You should be happy where you are in life. But Small Favors, it is also $18.99. I didn't pay that much for the book because the prices are cheaper on Amazon. I will put the price on the screen. Now, I also, I've been waiting for this one. So, the Hawthorne Legacy. Yes, I've been waiting for this one. So, this is the sequel, and I'm pretty sure it's the final book in the Inheritance Game series. This is the Inheritance Game. I've put the book, shown it on my channel before, but I've literally been waiting for this one. And the Inheritance Games is kind of like a bit of a Knives Out vibe. This is another like mystery related game, all of that type. Chef's kiss. So yeah, and a lot of this won't really necessarily make sense if you haven't read the first one. I'm just putting that out there. So obviously you would want to read the books in order, but I am just going to recommend this one. But again, some of it's not going to make sense if you haven't read the first one first. But Hawthorne Legacy. You weren't just a part of their game. Xander replied, of course you weren't. The old man's mind didn't operate that way. He didn't just choose you for them being Grayson and Jameson. Their game being one we'd already solved. He left you a game too, I said slowly. It was the only thing that made sense. Nash had warned me once that their grandfather had, in all likelihood, never intended me to be a player. I was a glass ballerina or the knife, a part of the puzzle, a tool. I narrowed my eyes at Xander. No matter the old man's intentions, I wasn't theirs to be used. Great! Okay, that was just an excerpt from the book. Now we're going to read what's supposed to play out. Mystery, riches, romance, betrayal. Two can play this game. Overnight, Avery Grahams went from sleeping in her car to billionaire heiress. Now in a world of opulence, riddles, danger, and family secrets, Avery is on the hunt for the one person who might hold the answer to her questions, including why eccentric billionaire Tobias Hawthorne left his entire fortune to Avery, a virtual stranger rather than his own daughters and grandsons. Avery has had a DNA test to prove she's not a Hawthorne by blood, but cryptic clues begin piling up, hinting at a deeper connection to the family. Soon, Avery finds herself pulled into another game just as a twist as the first. As she works her way through puzzle after puzzle, it becomes clear that nothing is what it seems. Grayson and Jameson, two of the enigmatic and magnetic Hawthorne grandsons, continue to pull Avery in a different direction, and it's getting harder to tell who her allies are and who will stop at nothing to see Avery out of the picture by any means necessary. Do you see? And if you've seen Knives Out, you'll kind of get the vibe of the book which will make you want to read more. But like, as it just said, she became a basically billionaire overnight, because it's discussed in the first book. Also, there's 2 guys, love triangle, as I've said. I prefer her with one. I'm not gonna say who, because now it's saying she doesn't know who her allies are or not, so I don't want to say the guy because he just might not have her best entrance. But it's okay, I am here for it. And this is the final book in the series, which is like low-key upsetting because I would love for this to continue. I love any book to continue, for being honest. But yeah, this, I've been waiting for this. And the way it ended on a cliffhanger in the first book, and so I'm like excited to read this one, which I remember everything because I practically do that with all of my books. So I'm excited to basically see how this ends, because it's a very much roller coaster. Like it says, she's been solving puzzle after puzzle and she has to continue to do that. It's a whole world. Homegirl has been on a roller coaster. I just want to put that like that. But yeah, the Hawthorne Legacy, the final book in the Inheritance games, I recommend, especially if you're all for mysteries and stuff. We're here for it. Now, I do have 3 books left, but they're part of a trilogy. So when I do those in book hauls, I only read the first book, because if I read the other ones, then that's spoiling it for me, and then it also spoils it for you. But I mean, I'll show y'all. I've been waiting for this too. Okay, so I'm getting ahead of myself. So how much was this one? $17.99. The Hawthorne Legacy was $17.99. I didn't pay that. I'll put the price, like I said earlier. Now, final one, The Cruel Prince. It has been on my list for the longest, and it's very popular on BookTok. So I was like, I have to dive in. I have to. And it's also said if you like the Shadow and Bone series and Grishaverse, then you would like this one. But this is the first book in the series, The Cruel Prince, and then The Wicked King is next. Oh, no, I can't see. Sorry. The Wicked King is next. That's the sequel. And then the last one is The Queen of Nothing. And you'll see, yeah. It's the final book, and I'm excited. And you can see more of the books the author has on the back of this one. So yeah. So who knows? I might, check these out. I'm going to read the back for you guys, and then we will discuss. Sharpen your blade, harden your heart. Jude was 7 when her parents were murdered, and she and her 2 sisters were stolen away to live in the treacherous high court of Fairy. 10 years later, Jude wants nothing more than to belong there. But many of the Fae despise humans, especially Prince Caden, the youngest and wickedest son of the High King. To win a place in the court, Jude must defy him and face the consequences. From the #1 New York Times bestselling author Holly Black comes the first book in a stunning trilogy filled with twists and enchantment, as one girl learns the meaning of true power. So yeah, I'm excited. I've been literally waiting to read this book, because sometimes I don't like to buy series, because then it's like I only buy 5 books at a time, with the exception of this haul because of what happened. Because if I buy a series, then that's like 3 or 2 of the books out of the 5 that I bought. But it's okay. It's okay. I've been waiting to read this one, and I'm excited. Let's see. I don't see a price on here, but whatever the price is, I didn't pay that because of Amazon. Let me see if these have prices. So this, The Wicked King, it says it was $12.99. And then The Queen of Nothing also says it was $12.99. So with all of these being that price, we're just gonna say The Cruel Prince was also $12.99. I'm pretty sure I didn't pay that price for them, but yeah, that's basically it. I can't read the back of these because I'll spoil it for myself, and we're not doing that. I'm not doing that. So The Cruel Prince is my last book. Technically last book. So that was my humongous book haul of all of my books that I got. Crazy, I know, but I'm excited to read these books. I've been waiting, especially for my Amazon package. I was excited to read those because I've been waiting to read those, and I thought I wasn't going to get to because I didn't think the package was coming. And also the books I got from Barnes & Nobles, because I also had been waiting to read a couple of those. A couple of those have been on my list for a long time, so can technically mark them off my list now that I have them, and I will be reading them soon at some point. But that was my humongous book haul. I hope y'all enjoyed, and you'll go read some of these books. Go spend your money. Remember, Amazon is cheaper. Barnes & Nobles, I feel like, can bring you into a trap because you see all the books at once. At least on Amazon, you kind of can just go in there saying you're gonna buy a certain amount, which that's what I do, and I usually buy on Amazon anyway because I don't really go to Barnes & Nobles. But for this particular time that I went to Barnes & Nobles, I bought all the books on sale, or they had money off to justify it all. So yeah, go spend money and buy these books. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, please hit the subscribe button down below. Peace and blessings, my loves.